In the heart of the Congo jungle, where life and death intertwine like a fierce melody, rulers of instinct, strength, and intelligence enter a ruthless battle. Chimpanzees, Africa's most intelligent primates, are preparing for a great battle. Not for food, not for glory, but for territory, for blood, and for power. Above, a flock of bats tore through the night sky with the rapid beating of their wings. Under the dense canopy, every living thing seemed to hold its breath in anticipation. Suddenly, a sharp screech rang out. A fatal peck from a bird of prey sealed the fate of a small creature in an instant. Hidden deep under the damp, rotting leaves are silent, but extremely dangerous creatures, poison dart frogs. Just a slight touch and death is near. In the Congo jungle, every step is a gamble of life and death. This is a story about the survival war between the masters of the deep forest, where only instinct, strength, and intelligence decide who will survive. The Congo River, the mighty lifeblood of Africa, winds through the primeval forests with wild and fierce beauty. With a depth exceeding 120 meters, this is the deepest river in the world, a mysterious abyss containing countless secrets that have never been revealed. In the north of the forest, where the ancient trees stretched out to cover the sky, the rumbling sound of confrontation rose. The growls echoed like a warning of a bloody clash. Two groups of chimpanzees, the Kibra and the Moloko, are on the brink of a fierce battle for control of the rich riverside area. The Kibra, led by its leader, Kibra, a majestic silver-backed adult male, has guarded the land through many rainy seasons. But today, a new threat has penetrated deep into his territory. Leading the charge is Moloko, an ambitious and reckless young leader who leads his pack deep into the forbidden land, protected by the blood of generations past. Moloko let out a long, piercing cry, the charge signal echoing throughout the forest. His pack charged forward like a raging tornado. Screams, chest beating, and the clashing of weapons resounded like war drums. After a fierce battle, the Kibra clan, exhausted and wounded, held their territory. But the victory came at a heavy price. On the ground, amid the blood-stained leaves, lay the massive body of Moloko. Though his left eye was still wide open as if clinging to a last ray of hope, the light in it had long since gone out. The jet-black fur that had once symbolized strength and pride was now nothing more than a cloak covered in dust and dried blood. His last battle had ended in solitude. The forest canopy above suddenly fell silent, like the curtain closing on a tragic play. No birdsong, no sound to break the moment. In the Congo jungle, when the roars of the strong subside, softer sounds begin to ring out, the babbling of small creatures, symbols of hope, of beginnings, and of the future. Chimpanzee babies are born without noise or commotion, just the mother's rapid breathing and the pounding of her heart in the tiny chest of the new creature. Mother, not only the one who gave birth to them, but also the whole world. For the first few months, the young are almost never apart from their mother. Every action, eating, sleeping, moving, is closely tied to her body. They cling to her back, to her belly, their round eyes always looking at her as if nothing in the world could be safer. The maternal bond between chimpanzees is truly sacred. Females, whether newborns or older, are gentle and patient with their young. When their babies cry, mothers soothe them by brushing their fur and using low lullabies that sound like lullabies in the forest breeze. And then one day, when they were strong enough to walk on their own 2 feet, the world suddenly opened up. The children began to leave their mother's arms, explore the forest, swing from tree branches, run and play. A chimpanzee child's life is not all about play. From a very young age, they are taught, not through language, but through behavior, observation, and imitation. They learn how to pick fruit, how to identify poisonous leaves, how to communicate within the group, and most importantly, how to survive. But maturity is not only about reason, it is also about emotion. When a child falls, the whole group stops immediately. The mother rushes to comfort and console him. Other females may also come close, caressing him as if to reassure him. Emotion, something that only humans have, is clearly present here. However, not all small creatures have the chance to grow up. Nature is not gentle with everyone. A child without a mother is a death sentence. Without anyone to care for, protect, or teach them, they often become weak and lost. In many cases, it is the other females in the flock, even if they are not the biological mother, who will open their arms to welcome the child. A miraculous form of kinship that nature still silently preserves. And then, at a certain age, these children begin to change, not only physically, but also cognitively. The males become more active, more curious about the world around them, and often challenge each other with wrestling, climbing, and jumping. It is a silent preparation for the first fights, the first steps on the path to becoming warriors. Meanwhile, the females begin to bond more closely with their mothers and the older females in the troop. They learn how to care for their young, how to choose mates, and how to maintain harmony within the group. Because in a chimpanzee troop, it is not strength but ingenuity that helps them survive in the long run. From a young child clinging to its mother's back to an adult ready to take on its role in the pack, it is a long, harsh, yet beautiful journey. Every step of the way is marked by education, by kinship, and by the great outdoors. And like all creatures of the deep forest, these young warriors will soon face the greatest challenge of their lives, the challenge of power, of territory, and of survival instinct. As darkness falls over the Congo jungle, the sounds of day give way to the eerie symphony of night, the flapping of bat wings, the rustling of dry leaves by unseen footsteps, and distant howls echoing from the depths of the forest. For chimpanzees, night is not a time for complete rest. Even though they have found safety in the treetops, with their leafy nests woven from soft branches and vines, they remain on guard. Because danger comes not only from within the group, but also from outside, from silent predators lurking in the darkness. A leopard, the Congo's apex predator, moved like a shadow. Its mottled fur melted into the dim moonlight, rendering it nearly invisible. Its eyes glowed in the darkness, reflecting the light like two tiny flames. It made no sound, each step carefully timed so as not to shake a branch. The chimpanzee world is shrinking by the day, not because of natural predators, but because of human hands. The jungle, once their primitive home, is now a silent battlefield where the strongest are those who can build factories and drive cement stakes. And in that moment when we stand in the middle of the forest, feeling the breath of these ancient creatures dying, we suddenly realize they don't need us to teach them how to survive. They have existed for millions of years before us. But now, we are the harshest test they have ever faced. Under the canopy of the ancient trees, where thin streaks of light let the sky's silk fall through the leaves, life continues. But not just instinctive life, but also moments of wisdom that leave even humans stunned. Chimpanzees don't just forage and survive, they learn, they teach. And sometimes they teach us profound lessons about how to live, how to bond, and how to love. In the deep jungle world of Congo, where every breath is in sync with the heartbeat of nature, we not only witness a wild life, but also reflect on ourselves. The creatures here are not weak, even though they are small. They do not need words to teach each other how to live. They do not need paper and pen to preserve knowledge. They only need the forest, they need each other, and they need our respect. As humans expand their footprints, the forest recedes further and further. But if we know how to stop, to listen to the calls of monkeys, the sound of falling leaves, the sound of flowing rivers, and the silence of life, we will understand every living being here deserves to live, to exist, and to be honored as an indispensable part of this planet. The Congo Rainforest is not only home to countless species, it is also a mirror of life, wild, pure, and full of wisdom. And perhaps in this moment, what is most needed is not understanding, but compassion.